Hey, what's up guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. On my Instagram story yesterday, I asked for your questions specifically about my travel abroad experience here in Sydney, Australia. I've been here since August. I leave in about 1 to 2 weeks, but I wanted to go through and answer some of your questions to really just talk about my abroad experience and hopefully ease some nerves if you're thinking about going abroad too. All right, let's just dive right in, I guess. Travel advice. Okay, I'm gonna take this as if you're traveling around when you're already abroad, definitely don't go in large groups. I mean, it was super fun. We spent a week in Bali with 11 of us total. It was an absolute blast. I got to spend my 21st birthday there. Truly like a trip of a lifetime, but it was a lot to travel with a lot of people. So just like think about that. It worked for us though, because we got to rent out this like beautiful giant villa. And it was super comfortable for all of us, but the travel itself was a lot to handle. And also don't fly Jetstar Australia, just like a little heads up there. I don't really like to talk about any sort of brand or anything like bad like that, but I did probably have the worst travel experience of my life. Our flight got canceled and then they put us in a hotel for the night, which was really sweet. We lost a day of our trip. And then the next day we ended up going to the airport, and then they delayed our first flight, so we had a connecting flight. And I think we had about, I think it was like, we had like 10 minutes to get from like to the international terminal and like re-checked in. We were talking to the flight attendants, we were like, there's no way that we can ever do that. They told us like we could as long as we like sprinted. So we ended up having to like legit sprint down the Melbourne like terminals. I was like full on dripping sweat, just like with all of our bags. We ended up like running almost right onto the plane. I would definitely go to Bali again, just not with them. Best mem from your time abroad. I probably shouldn't put a lot of my best memes on the internet, but I'll let you fill in those gaps. I think really just, I got to like meet so many cool people that are now like lifetime friends. I'm still going to New Zealand in a couple weeks, and we have a lot of cool stuff planned there. Some things that I can't believe I signed up for, but you'll see those in future vlogs. I'm not gonna tell you anything yet, but probably one of my favorite weekends we spent here was when my friends and I flew up to Cairns. We went to the Great Barrier Reef for a weekend, which was an absolutely surreal experience. Yeah, I don't really get nervous too easily anymore. I feel like I've done enough things that have really just thrown the whole like nerves thing out the window. We were like swimming in a fish tank at like one of those really fancy restaurants, Bali, and there were like manta rays, and that was like an absolutely overwhelming experience because we went out on this boat with just these two guys that we had just met. They like pull up to this like cove and we're just like jump, and the water was like super duper choppy and we had no idea what was going on, and they basically were almost like pushing us into the water, and I legit like almost drowned in that moment because the water was so choppy, like it went right into the snorkel. But there was a manta ray there, allegedly. I didn't really see it, but anyway, that was really cool too. What was the biggest change you felt when traveling? Besides the total reversal of time difference, that was really difficult to work with. We were probably waking up at like 5 a.m. Every day for like the first 2 weeks. This is kind of a weird answer, but like the people I talked to were really interesting because you really learn about like the people who want to like stay connected with you when you're abroad, because there's that extra level of like the time difference, and you have like a new phone number now, and just like working with those people to make sure we stay in contact. So I think the biggest change was not talking to as many people from home, but really that made the experience a whole lot better because I could enjoy the people here and I could enjoy my time here a lot more too. What would you tell someone debating on going abroad? I was debating freshman year. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this because I felt like I was gonna miss out on so much back home, but truly now I feel like I'm missing out on so much going on here when I go back home, if that makes sense. You think that there's so much going on at school and all your people are there, but when you're studying abroad with people from your school and you're building this whole new experience and like redefining like that college doesn't have to be as stressful, like you can really balance it with travel and like new experiences and everything. Truly, if you can, absolutely do it. I only have 3 semesters left, and I'm gonna see if I can end up going abroad again too. What's a weird aspect of Australian culture you weren't anticipating? We have a lot of weird words for everything. A lot of people made fun of words I say. I think part of my program was in the internship, and when I was working in an office once, everybody was laughing at the way I say yogurt, which I don't really get because it's just like yogurt. But anyway, apparently that was like funny. They also say a lot of things here that aren't really politically correct back in the US. Also, we'd be at clubs and everything, and they would play like versions of songs that I didn't even know were explicit, if that makes sense. So I felt very cultured. The next place you want to visit, my next dream spot is Portugal, and then to Morocco as well. But I'm going to New Zealand in a couple of weeks, which would be really cool, so stay tuned for the vlogs from that. How to prepare for abroad. This is in all caps, so I probably should be screaming this. How to prepare for abroad. Besides like all the annoying visa stuff, all the background checks, all the paperwork, it's all really worth it. Definitely write a bucket list. Make sure you can do all the things that you want to do. Definitely make sure you know what season it is when you're abroad. The seasons are switched because we're in the southern hemisphere now. So when I was moving back from New York, I started packing up all my summer stuff, and I started packing like sweaters and things. And then my mom was like, don't do that, Jacob. Like, you are gonna be in like 90-degree weather. Budget your money well. That's something that I thought I did well until I went abroad. Is stuff expensive in Australia? Not really. It's kind of like the same price, but the Australian dollar is like really good right now. We actually get a lot more for our US dollar. What is your biggest takeaway from being abroad? This is gonna be the last question. That if a kangaroo wanted to, it could absolutely knock it out of me.
Don't respond to how you're going with I'm going.
When somebody asks you how you're going, I still can't even say it. They say like how you going, you don't say you're going good, you just say you're good. So you'll really embarrass yourself. Don't ask for drip coffee here. They don't do that. It sounds super cliche, but like enjoy it, enjoy the moment, enjoy being away from the people that you love spending your time with. Like, that sounds awful. Let yourself live a whole new experience, because I think at first I was like being held back by like missing other people and missing experiences that I had to leave to come abroad. But in the end, I think I would give that all up again in a heartbeat, just to like have this new sort of experience again. And you walk away with new friends, new experiences, and things off your bucket list that truly like a lot of people don't get to do in their lifetime. Like, for real, like the Great Barrier Reef is dying. Like, my kids probably are never gonna be able to experience that. So just like, I know it's kind of sad, but like, make sure you acknowledge those situations. And even going back home, just realizing that like not everybody gets to come here, because there will be people from Australia here that are like, never been to the US, like I really want to go. And you just learn to like not take things for granted, I guess. Enjoy the life that you live and the things that you really should feel fortunate for. So that's a little sappy one, but that's really what like international travel and like living different cultures really does to you, I guess. Anyway, I hope this was beneficial. I really don't like Q&A videos, but if you have any other questions, make sure to let me know. Of course, my DMs on Twitter and Instagram are always open. All the links will be in the description. I gotta enjoy my last weekend here in Sydney, so I will see you guys next time. And again, stay tuned for those New Zealand vlogs too. All right, bye.